This battle is gonna be gruesome no matter how you slice it. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're pitting the possessed 1988 version of Child's Play against its AI-powered 2019 remake. For those who haven't seen them, a spoiler alert is now in effect. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Round 1. Story. Although the narrative structure of the original Child's Play is comparable to plenty of other slasher films, it packs in a lot to keep things interesting. The serial killer Charles Lee Ray narrowly escapes death by transferring his soul into a doll, which is later gifted to 6-year-old Andy Barclay. Now calling himself Chucky, he goes on a killing spree and tries to take over Andy's body. Adding to the suspense, these deaths are at first blamed on poor Andy. The thriller-style tension mixed with voodoo magic leaves Child's Play a surprisingly layered horror flick. Plus, its daytime death scenes and memorable villains set it apart from simpler stories.
We're friends to the end, remember?
The remake, however, changes Chucky into a robotic toy with artificial intelligence, which has its safety protocols disabled. When Chucky is gifted to Andy, the two become inseparable, but Chucky's attempts to entertain and protect his friend soon cross the line.
Chucky?
This twist on the original film is perhaps its most interesting aspect, but it leaves the plot and kills to play out fairly predictably. The 2019 edition of Child's Play ultimately brings to life a unique concept, but lacks enough impactful moments to keep us coming back. While Chucky's synthetic reinvention opens a lot of new doors, its execution doesn't always stick the landing. With its subversive and supernatural tale, the 1988 Child's Play delivers an unnerving movie that works from top to bottom. The original takes this round.
Thanks, champ.
Winner, 1988. Round 2. Scares. Rather than playing things straight, the first Child's Play toys with expectations to draw out the terror. The scares rely on ambiguity and a less is more approach to build tension, leaving audiences paranoid about what's about to come next.
I'm scaring myself half to death.
Instead of going all out on gore, it shocks viewers with the brutality of Chucky's murders. The doll's near invincibility keeps audiences on their toes in the finale, since the voodoo magic that brought him to life makes him almost invulnerable, coming back for more even after he's been burnt and decapitated. The 2019 remake provides an inventive spin on Chucky's motivations, but the actual delivery of the scares is pretty standard for a modern slasher film. Though Chucky looms in corners and leaves disturbing trophies, there's less tension when it comes to all his kill scenes. And the film's heavy dose of comedy takes away from a more consistent sense of dread.
Are we having fun now?
Having said that, the use of Chucky's smart home powers to freak out Andy is pretty haunting. Heck, even watching him stalk someone via an app is unnerving. The Bluetooth-enabled Chucky plays out his rage differently, but does so at the cost of a stronger tone.
Good night, asshole!
By playing with its viewers and giving Chucky near invulnerability, the original Child's Play is pure nightmare fuel. The 1988 version comes out of this round a cut above the competition. Winner, 1988. Round 3. Motivation. The 80s were a simpler time. You escaped into a doll and found yourself a new human body to get back to a normal life.
The more time you spend in that body, the more human you become.
Though the original Chucky is sadistic, much of what he does in his first outing is based on self-preservation, giving the movie a straightforward but somewhat plain emotional core. On the one hand, this puts the horror element front and center. On the other, it makes it almost impossible to sympathize with Chucky as a character.
Unless you start telling the truth, right now, they're going to take you away from me.
In fact, this to-the-point backstory played against the red herrings that Andy may have been the villain. Since the AI Chucky isn't actually evil from the get-go, his descent into violence is a much more intriguing plot thread. Andy wants a friend, and Chucky desires nothing more than to make Andy happy. He learns violence from watching Andy and his friends enjoy a horror film, and genuinely thinks he's helping Andy when he makes his first kill. While his motives become more malevolent later on, they develop out of a bitter sense of rejection.
Buddy can connect
Connect to and control.
In this way, the remake managed to surprise Child's Play fans and comment on modern society at the same time. The 1988 Child's Play is a disturbing and intense watch, but there's not much substance to Chucky's side of the story. By letting the people around Chucky corrupt him, the remake leaves us questioning his true nature. The 2019 Child's Play steals this round. Winner, 2019. Round 4, humor, personality. If there's one thing the original Chucky is known for, it's his attitude and playful quips.
Well, John, it's been fun, but I gotta go. I have a date with a 6-year-old boy. And you have a date with death.
He seems to enjoy busting out one-liners and giving people a piece of his mind, almost as much as he enjoys murder. Since he's a human soul trapped in a doll's body, he comes to the role with a fully developed personality and sense of humor, no matter how twisted.
I thought you guys only said 3 sentences.
I'm new and improved.
While he's more of a comedic slasher villain in later installments, the humor and spunk in his debut appearance show why he has those sequels to begin with. As an initially innocent robot, 2019's Chucky first hints at his imperfect nature through glitches and inadvertently inappropriate behavior. But the most hilarious moments are when he repeats curse words and lines he's overheard at the wrong moment. There are a few jump scare fake-outs played for laughs too, but as something of a blank slate when he's first activated, the new Chucky feels a bit bland. All in all, he's a much less self-aware and snarky version than the original. Overall, the smart-mouthed nature of the first Chucky creates a funnier and more entertaining villain. The 1988 Chucky wins another round. Winner, 1988. Round 5, Chucky. The original Chucky is a character that balances both humor and brutal savagery.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
His knack for jokes, the creativity of his kills, and the way he relishes violence make him a villain with plenty of quirks.
You perverted everything I've taught you and used it for evil, and you have to be stopped.
A sadist at heart, he also enjoys toying with people's minds, getting inside their heads just to torment them.
What's wrong? Gun jam?
Brad Dourif's voice work manages to communicate all his grimy and menacing qualities while leaving room for him to be goofy. With his many shades, it's easy to see why this version of Chucky is a horror icon.
You are my buddy until the end.
Well-meaning to a fault, the 2019 version of Chucky starts out naive and impressionable. The credulous tone Mark Hamill brings to the toy only furthers this feeling. Chucky's passion for Andy is by far his defining quality, but it's a double-edged sword that leads to both his loyal and his dangerously obsessive nature.
If they don't let us play, they all go away.
As a representation of how badly good intentions can go, the smart home Chucky is fascinating to watch. Moreover, the joyful release he seems to get when he starts becoming really evil is entertaining in itself. As different and intriguing as Chucky is in the 2019 remake, he can't hold a candle to the wisecracking and bloodthirsty ferocity of the original. 1988 Chucky wins our hearts and the round.
This is the end, friend.
Winner, 1988. While there are a lot of fascinating changes to the 2019 Child's Play, the 1988 original stands as the stronger film with a 4-1 win. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.